Time now for the Campaign Beat, our daily roundup of news from the French presidential campaign trail with Florence Villeminot. Hi, Flo. Now, news is just coming in that two suspects have been arrested in Marseille. French authorities believe they were planning a terror attack before the presidential election. Security has, of course, been a major issue throughout the campaign. In the meantime, it's the final countdown to the round one vote on Sunday.
Round one. Now, this is, of course, probably going to add a lot of uncertainty to what already is a very uncertain election. In fact, it's unprecedented in French history. With just 5 days to go until round one, 4 candidates are battling it out at the top. You can see here the centrist Emmanuel Macron. There's also the far-right candidate Marine Le Pen, the conservative François Fillon, and far-left candidate Jean-Luc Mélenchon. Given the margin of error, they are virtually neck and neck. So as you can imagine, they're throwing their energy into the final battle. You can see images here from a rally that Macron held in Paris yesterday. It was seen as quite a make-or-break moment for Emmanuel Macron. Organizers say about 20,000 people showed up. He spent a lot of time during his speech throwing punches at his rivals. But you'll hear there was also a lot of love going around.
I love you, Mr. Macron.
It'll be like Cuba without sun, Venezuela without oil. You have the choice between Thatcher and Trotsky. Just like General de Gaulle, I've chosen the best of the left and the right, and even the centre. I'm ready, with you by my side, Brigitte.
So some love there for Brigitte, his wife. Now, our reporter, Claire Williams, was at that rally, and she spoke to a lot of Macron supporters who say they're a little bit worried about the surge that Jean-Luc Mélenchon has been seeing in the polls in recent weeks. Take a listen.
Yeah, I'm first of all worried to get the choice only between extreme right and extreme left. That's my first concern. But I'm quite comfortable for the future. Even if we don't win, we already have done a lot of things. So I'm quite happy what we have done since a year now.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm very worried about the latest sondage. But the thing is that I think that a day like this and a meeting like this just show that people are really supporting, and it's just that Mélenchon is a very good speecher, and that's why a lot of people are doubting for the moment. But I'm sure that when it will be the moment to vote, they will realize that Macron is the only one who got a really right program.
Well, far-right leader Marine Le Pen also held a rally in Paris yesterday, and she's been upping the tone in the home stretch.
She certainly has. Now, scuffles broke out outside that rally between anti-Front National demonstrators and the police, and then inside, Femen activists tried to interrupt Marine Le Pen's speech twice, but it didn't stop Marine Le Pen. She lashed out against immigration and warned voters about the importance of Sunday's vote. You can see that Femen activist there. But let's listen to a soundbite from Marine Le Pen a little bit later.
Sunday is a historic rendezvous. It's historic for France, it's historic for our people, it's historic for our nation. What's at stake on Sunday is something I've been saying over and over again because I believe it's the truth. What's at stake is our civilization. On Sunday, the choice is simple. Either France is reborn, either it goes down.
Our reporter Luc Schrago was at that rally, and he also asked about this surge that we're seeing from Jean-Luc Mélenchon. What's interesting, though, is Marine Le Pen supporters are a little bit less concerned. Take a listen.
I'm not afraid. I wouldn't mind if Mélenchon and Le Pen both made it to the second round. I think Le Pen's ideas are much more practical than those of Mélenchon. So I'm not worried at all. It wouldn't be a bad thing. It would be quite amusing, actually.
For us, Fillon and all the others are men of the past. We're tired of seeing the same faces, the socialists, the conservatives. Mélenchon and Le Pen are the only two candidates who have never been in power. So I understand why so many young people are supporting one or the other.
Jean-Luc Mélenchon has changed his mind so many times over the years. He used to be in favour of a closer European Union and open borders. And now his position is similar to ours. I think the coherence will make the difference.
Well, speaking of Jean-Luc Mélenchon, the far-left candidate decided not to hold a rally yesterday. Instead, he went on a boat ride.
He went on a little cruise on the canals in northeastern Paris, fishing for votes and telling his supporters to keep the faith until the final stretch. You can see him loving every moment. Let's take a listen to Jean-Luc Mélenchon.
Over the coming days, we have to display total self-control. It's not always easy to keep a cool head. You have to keep it going with some fuel, a particular fuel, called humor and mockery. The other idiots are putting it on the front page of their newspapers. Mélenchon is a threat for stock markets. Well, thankfully, I'm seen as a threat.
I am very dangerous.
He says he's very dangerous, but what do his supporters think? Well, you can see the people who were alongside that canal have very mixed opinions about just how dangerous he is. Take a listen.
I don't think he's too aggressive. Don't you think Le Pen and Fillon are also aggressive?
Truth is, he scares me a little. He's a fascinating character, but a little too direct and extreme for me.
Well, while Mélenchon has been surging in the polls, Conservative François Fillon has also been closing the gap.
Well, he's making a comeback because he had been stalling in the polls a little bit. He's really confident. In fact, he was telling his supporters in Nice that he is going to become France's next president. Take a listen.
We're going to win this election. Don't worry, don't worry. We're going to win it alone. We're going to win because we're level-headed. I already surprised them in the primary. We're going to surprise them again in the presidential election.
Surprise is really the key word, of course. Never has the first round of a presidential election been so uncertain. And keep in mind that about 1/3 of voters are expected to not know yet who they're going to vote for, so expect a nail-biting finish.
Such a tight race. Flo, thank you so much for that. Florence Villeminot there with the campaign beat. Now, if you're interested in the French election, do check out the Vote Compass. It's a tool developed by France 24 in partnership with Vox Pop Labs, and it calculates how your political views compare with those of the French presidential candidates and can lead to some very surprising results.